Over the past 6 days, Syrian rebels have changed the contours of a conflict that hadn't moved in years, revealing in an instant the weakness of Bashar al-Assad's regime. A coalition of rebel groups are now on the offensive. We've marked them in green. Government-controlled areas, we've marked them in red. Starting from a pocket under their control called Idlib, the rebels are moving out. They've captured the country's second-largest city, Aleppo, and they are moving south towards the city of Hama. That's significant. Hama, on the main highway leading to the capital, Damascus. The rebels also attacking Kurdish groups, seen here in yellow. The Kurds now trying to evacuate a city called Tel Rifat that is completely surrounded now by rebel groups. The rebels are led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, also known as HTS, a proscribed terrorist group. They broke from al-Qaeda in 2017, but they retain ideological links, and they're highly motivated. They're also well-equipped.
Groups like HTS have spent the last several years preparing for this offensive. They've been training their forces. They're extremely well equipped. They have tanks. They have armored personnel carriers, entire fleets of them. They're armed with anti-tank guided missiles, air defense systems. So this is a force that has spent years preparing for this. And we're just starting to see the consequences of that preparation.
The civil war began 13 years ago when anti-government protests were crushed by Assad's forces. Moderates were sidelined or killed. Foreign fighters and foreign countries were drawn in. Ultimately, Assad's survival has been underwritten by some of these foreign actors, like the Russians with an air base here in Latakia. They've also got a naval base on the coast. They've been heavily involved. Their air force accused of razing entire civilian districts. Then there's Iran providing troops and training and the support of some of its proxies like Hezbollah, based in Lebanon, also militia groups based in Iraq. Several of these militias now deploying fighters to try and prop Assad up. But the world has changed. Assad's allies have been weakened or distracted by other conflicts. Hezbollah badly mauled after its 13-month war with Israel, for example. And Assad's got another problem. Syria is poor, the government corrupt, the population oppressed by his own regime, young men forcibly conscripted into the army. Internal collapse may represent a greater threat than 30,000 rebel troops moving southwards.